Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. And pretty interesting day today. I mean, the overall stock market was weak. What we've been most interested here is the gold market, just because it's a pretty good setup. We had, head and shoulders reversal here. We moved up, and now interesting kind of a pattern here. But I'm looking at another kind of a head and shoulders reversal potentially setting up here. We've got a squeeze, and at this point, you can see right here that we've got this nice kind of upward kind of trend line here that lines up with about 1285. And it's also not a mistake here on the scanner. You can see that the gold chart here is essentially bullish across all time frames. The only other one that meets that criteria is oil, which has been bullish across all time frames as well. So the other way here to look at gold too, so here's a 30-minute chart. Here again is the squeeze. And as you guys know, I like to look at those voodoo lines. And today you can see, we came down to this voodoo line here. We came up, touched it, pulled back, came there again, pushed through it most of the night, and then got through it, pulled back, got to here, pulled back and tested again. And at this point, usually when you get within the context of an uptrend, now it's time to get up to 1288. So the question really becomes, and let's back out here to a little bit larger time frame. From 1288, where do we go from here? And what I'm watching here is that you've got a confluence of resistance that's going to happen here at 1288. First of all, you got this current downtrend line, okay, and you got that voodoo line. So in the short term, I like the idea that we can get here. Now, I think gold's going to have a tough time getting through here, but if it can push through, this thing is going to explode. And so one of the things I want to look at here is the dollar index. And, is the dollar index here kind of pulling off a little bit? And, it has been, and you've got a squeeze here. And so that's very good too. So now the next question is, well, how do you play this? So one way to do it, of course, is to play gold futures. And you might be thinking, why are you showing me a futures trade? Isn't this simpler options? Now, we'll get to that in a second. Just here's, you get the entry here. And I kind of like to do this as a marker because this is also when we got into our option play on, and of course you can do options on futures too. But we did, one popular strategy here would be to do options on GLD. But if you really want to add some fuel to the fire, you can do Nugget. And I mean, this thing was up 8% today. It's a triple bull. And on this, I'll stretch this out a little bit here. You can see it's like, we got 1,000 shares. We're short in the money puts, and we got $80 calls. And we picked these up yesterday. And this thing is just super volatile. And the tough thing on a day like this is the idea. It's like, wow, why don't we just take profits? I mean, this is an amazing trade in one day. But again, if gold goes to 1288, then this could easily go to 111, 112. And one of the toughest things to do in trading is to sit in a winning trade, okay? To first of all recognize that it has the potential, and then secondly from there, sit on your hands during that trade. So at the end of the day here, the important thing is to understand, one, the relationship here between obviously the dollar and gold, okay? And it's important to look at that with the futures. Now, once you understand that, you can do whatever you want. You could trade gold futures. You could buy call options on GLD. You could buy the stock GLD. You could go with the miners, GDX, or go leveraged, triple leverage like we did here. So there's a couple of different options there that are a lot of fun, but it all starts with analysis of the gold futures contract. All right, for those of you that are in the know, you're on the webinar we did last night, you'll see all the stuff that we have coming up this Saturday. A very fun live trading event coming up. Now, the way this is set up is on Saturday, we're going to kind of teach you everything that we know about trading futures. By the way, if you're a beginner, that's okay. This class includes futures fundamentals. It is a class that Neil did a couple months ago, and you'll get that for free. And you can review that before the class starts. So if you're a newbie, don't worry about it. We're going to be talking about all these specific strategies on Saturday. And then for 3 days, we're going to be essentially live trading those strategies plus doing internals, okay, which is pretty awesome. And this one here, $9.97. and it includes the Saturday class. Last time in talking to the participants, the average person made about $2,000 during that live trading event. We're going to see if we can top that during this upcoming event. And then the Elite event essentially includes a live 3-day mentorship at the end of June. This is $39.97. It includes all of this, but this is essentially a live event in Austin. These are, of course, online. The way the markets are right now, and I've talked to a lot of people, that futures trading right now I think is easier than it's ever been, simply because the signals have been more clear than they've ever been. Even though the markets may be confusing from a day-to-day trading basis. When I mean that, I don't mean so much day trading. My average day trade lasts a couple hours, and then I do trades that last a couple of days. But this current market environment is actually very friendly towards futures. And some of the stuff we're going to cover is for people that are working full time. How do you set up these trades overnight and manage them? And it's actually when I like to do it the best. I like to set up trades that I don't have to stare at. And finally, last but not least, doing options on these trades using futures, so options on futures as well as various ETFs. This is going to be a great class, simplerfutures.com/back to futures. It's going to be myself, Tony, and Neil, and we're going to rock the house. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.